Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back. I got a good one here for you. This is Mad Dog back with one of his quality replays in the 110E5 or the T110E5. This is American Tier 10 heavy tank. He's on top in a 357. Quite a bit of arty involved here, 2 on each side, and it is a glacier, or it is the glacier map, and it's Captain America. Actually, it's Mad Dog. So it's Mad Dog in his 110E5. You know, we've got quite a few replays that I've shown in his 103. It looks like he's unlocked this, and he's off to the races. He's got a good game going on here, or will have a good game going on here. He's going to work the east side, and I haven't shown much of the east side so far. The few videos I have on Glacier are up in the northwest. So let's watch as Mad Dog works the east side and works the magic of the T110E5, Tier 10 American heavy tank. The T100 LT and one of Mad Dog's scouts get into a little bit of a tiff here in the middle. He's going for the ram, and then he eats a shot from Mad Dog, and that's that good early damage. If they're going to be foolish and jump out like that, go ahead and take those shots. So he gets that shot on the way and keeps on trucking. Let's talk about this east side approach real quick. I'm going to make the mini-map bigger for you. You can tell he's come up along this very far access route along the edge, and it's up on high ground. There are various pieces of terrain like this right here that shields you as you go, but there are various open spots like right here. We'll show that as we go. He has a pretty good stack up of the standard TDs and passives who all want to hang out on this sniper spot and look for shots where they can shoot without being threatened. He's got a decent force headed up here to the northwest, and then only one, interestingly, Ridge Surfer. You see a lot more at this level in the middle usually, so he's got quite a bit of stack here. He's going to be one of the only guys going down here on the east to the southeast, and then he's got the fight up to the north. We'll see how Mad Dog does it. Somehow the artillery gets lit being dumb and goes down quickly, so that's quite helpful actually for Mad Dog because he's going to be a bit exposed up here. We'll talk about it when he gets to it. Artillery can get to him despite some of these rocks. This is just another wargaming funnel right here. At least it's got a little bit of high ground with some crossfire opportunity, but you can also be crossfired. You can see that nice open spot right there where you can see right down into their cap. Fortunately, none of them can see him as he crosses. This one has a little cover right here, but you can tell it's fairly open to artillery. If you want to attack along this road, you have to cross some of these open spots where the bad guys have shots into your side. And he runs into the 907 and the T-54 lightweight, and of course he's exposed a little bit to artillery right here. Unfortunately, this one spot is not very high as far as cover. It stops the direct fire stuff, but it won't stop the indirect fire. And that's the problem with this little funnel up here, is it's quite exposed. It's very difficult to attack on this road unless you have pretty overwhelming forces. And it's fairly evenly matched here with the enemy 907 and a lightweight. What Mad Dog doesn't want to do here is get tracked by one of those guys and then somebody come around behind him and they just work him over. Puts a shot into the 907. Gonna try a little side scrape action on this guy here. And he goes ahead and fixes it. Well, this is interesting right here. So we got a shot or two in on that guy. The 907 is really just sitting there with relying on his armor, and Mad Dog gets tracked. He doesn't really have any options because it doesn't have a repair kit. So let's see, we started that at about 72 seconds. You can see this guy is just firing away. Now that one damaged. And he gets it repaired. So it was an interesting timing thing right there. Just barely able to get that one repaired. And this thing's just kind of hold down, this 907 right here. That tank's kind of ridiculous. You saw the DPM as it perma-tracked a guy that probably has a pretty good crew in there with repairs. He sees the T-54 lightweight. He's going to come down here to deal with it. And his team's not doing too great. They got the fight going on up in the northwest. Comes down here, he sees a lightweight, he takes him out. This is something I've talked about a lot. I just did a subscriber platoon the other day, and we talked about that same thing right there, which is watching your minimap and realizing when opportunities arise. That makes the 907 think he can come around here. I'm really unsure what he thought he was going to do right there. He was in about the best place he could be. And then I don't know if he goes AFK here or just loses control of his tank. It looks like his turret's pointing, but his tank's just sitting here spinning, so unlucky for him. Oh, and the T-30 shows up. So that could have been very bad had that 907 actually been fighting. Takes a shot on the run and actually dodges down. So I thought that was a pretty clever move right there. Most people would shoot and back up, and the T-30 may have reloaded in time. And now he's now got issues of trying to get his gun on. Looks like he's going for a track. That would have been nice, but he's unable to do it. And holy cow. Bounces the T-30. Take that any day. You're just going to out-reload this guy. Unfortunately, leaves him with some hit points. Just a bit of a high roll, but just a bit of a high roll would have helped out. But he's able to get inside his reload again, or it may have been the guy was reloaded and he was just looking for a better shot. That's something to watch out for when you're fighting against some of the tier 10 heavies like this one that have a relatively fast reloading gun. You can misjudge the reload pretty easily. And there's that open spot I was talking about. So approaching now from the southeast. There's multiple open spots. There's nobody else up here to light him, so that's going to be problematic for guys like him who think they're hidden in a bush or behind a tree. He takes a hammering blow, and down he goes. Looks like his team more or less won up there in the northwest. Madog stops to type. Happy that a scorpion is dead, and then he was still typing. I didn't notice that the first time. He's still typing, and he runs into a rock. That's actually an interesting skill, being able to type, get your tank going in the right direction, hit triple R, and then type before you run into something, or go off a cliff or into the water. Holy, oh, he's shaking his head. No, sorry, man. Okay, whatever, dude. So he's gonna push this thing out of the way. Mad Dog, I'd have gone to the left of that thing. It's easier to push the edge of it out of the way. I don't know, maybe thought you were gonna get through it faster, but made it happen. No big deal. Ammo Rack City, fantastic. That way you don't have to worry about whether or not you got enough damage. And he bounces a Scorp. That's one of those things about the 110E5. That front is angled weird. It's kind of curved. And it gets a lot of crazy bounces like that. The other thing you'll notice what Mad Dog did is he knew he was lit. He just sort of poked his front out. But not very much. Not so much that he was given the side or maybe the sprockets. Just kind of a little bit, and then backed up and sort of tried to bait that guy to shoot at him, and by golly, he sure did. I didn't even know that spot was up there where that Scorp is. RHM takes a hit. There's that 110E5 armor. You know, most good games, as I've said before, have things like that happen where you get some good bounces. The 907 goes AFK or loses control of his tank or whatever. You get the bounce off from the T-30. Question isn't how did that happen or why did it happen. The question really is what do you do with it? Another nice job, just exposing a little bit of the tank. He knows the guy's right there. Waiting for the reload. And that RHM doesn't want anymore. Probably trying to fall back to its Type 4 help. Decent mobility on the 110 E5. Mad Dog decides to be careful. I think what he's probably thinking there is if he comes up and over, he's sort of exposing the lower hole and he doesn't have his gun. Depression that he wants to get down. And it looks like the RHM may have been sitting there waiting for him as well. And once the RHM realized he wasn't coming up and over, he tried to make a run for it. Those are those little things on maneuver that good players do. And it basically boils down to being unpredictable. The guy probably saw him coming right for that little hill that he's now going up. And when he went dark, or when he estimated he went dark, Mad Dog just stopped and went around the other way. We got a Type 4 to deal with. But I might have taken that shot. You were going to reload in time. I probably wasn't going to pin, but who knows? Maybe you break his gun. Maybe you actually do pin. You had plenty of time to reload. Now we're just going to be clever. Watch how he baits this guy here. A lot of people would just pull out, take the shot. I might have also pressed 2 a little earlier than this. Right into the weak spot. That's just knowing the tanks. A little flat plate right there. And now he knows he's got him, so he's coming in. You know, the dude actually bounced an AP round. So he's shooting AP, not really the best idea right there. And we got the T-92 to deal with. Looks like the small gun, I guess, on it. I think the howitzer's got a little extra piece. In any event, whether it was the big howitzer or the smaller one, he was shooting AP. Moves on in. And they're planning on capping, which was an interesting decision for me. He's going to have a hard time. There's several spots back there where he can probably, the other guy can probably shoot. The T-92 can probably shoot and either remain unspotted or be able to get back pretty quickly. I think if I was the T-92, I'd have waited right towards the end, which it looks like that's about what he's going to do. I like that right there. He's picking a bush, one of the more likely bushes. He's picking a bush and he's trying to see, all right, maybe I can shoot him right as that guy shoots. If I see a directional arrow from that bush, or if he gets lit, maybe I can get a shot right in there. Get down to 15 seconds, so it's going to force the T-92's hand. There we go. You got a piece of track. He knows he's right in there, so he takes a shot. Track fixes, and he decides, you know what? We can play this game for a while. If the guy gets lucky, maybe damages me at some point with the heat. And there he was. He moved over to that little bush. He's going to push into it. Go ahead and let the JP2 sit on the cap. It's a little bit dangerous because if the guy had bailed out sooner, he might have got away. That lets you know he's fairly close because he just got lit right at the bush. So he's probably up in here somewhere. Maybe he's trying to get away into the goalie there, and he is. He's trying to come up and over. Not really a great decision. And he eats it from the JP2, and that's a 7,000 damage game. 2,000 blocked, 1,300 assists with 6 kills, top gun. Nice carry, Mad Dog, on that. Now, one thing about it I didn't talk about until right now is you'll notice that Mad Dog went to a flank and basically fought that entire flank alone. They didn't all come at him at once. The Type 54 lightweight sort of moved away, or the T-54 lightweight sort of moved away. Tried to come up from the other direction, which Mad Dog was able to take him out. Well, I tried to do that, but there were 3 tanks down there, more or less. T-30 probably moved up from his camping spot as he was watching the 907 fight Mad Dog and realized there was nobody else there. Which is a good argument for, hey guys, get your gun up forward in the game. Because had the T-30, the 907, and the lightweight all been up there and pushed on Mad Dog together, more than likely Mad Dog doesn't come out of that one. But you got to take the game as it is presented to you. So nice job pushing through one flank on your own, man. Good job overall. A lot of good stuff in there for you guys to learn from. Thanks for sending in, Mad Dog. Everyone else, thanks for tuning in and checking out the videos, and we will see you.